Let's take a look at live conditions out at, I believe, Oceano here from our live camera. And you can see the winds are up big time at the coast. A lot of whitecaps out on the water. Interestingly, no advisories for wind advisories. However, in this particular area, it's the big hot political football. We get the winds, we get the activity on the dunes. It blows up dust and particulate matter. That particulate matter has caused an air quality alert. In fact, we're so convinced it's going to be windy into this upcoming weekend. The advisory, the air quality alert, goes into Sunday. So current wind situation, 22 to 30 mile per hour winds at the coast. The wind gusts have been up essentially all day. Once we got to about noon, the winds started to pick up 20, 30 miles per hour all over the afternoon here, but basically limited to beaches and near coastal valleys. That Solvang-Santa Ynez area, there has been a breeze today up to about 20 miles per hour in terms of the gusts, but it's definitely windier a little bit further off to the west. We talked about this with our fire coverage a little bit earlier. The relative humidity numbers are actually not that threatening. We're talking about mid 60% relative humidity to about 70, 80%. That's really marine influenced air at the coastline, and today's daytime highs were not particularly impressive. In fact, if anything, they were cooler than average. We get a lot of grass fires when the grass starts to die and the winds pick up in springtime. It's later on this year when a lot of those grass fires kind of transform and become those larger wildland fires. So that's something that we're going to get a lot of grass fires. That's just something that happens late spring. Okay, this is a look at some of the numbers here. Temperatures low 60s across the board, with the exception being the interior valleys. High pressure is built in and starting to squish down the marine influence here. So we have this trough in the jet stream, a ridge off to the west. Difference of pressure creates the wind, and that's the reason it's basically on the western portion of the area. Again, this is that air quality alert, and that goes through Sunday for the blowing dust, sand, and fine particulate matter. If you have particular sensitivities, avoid exposure during the peak wind hours. When the winds slacken a bit, some of that particulate matter does start to come out of the air a bit. We do have a few marine clouds, a little puff out by Vandenberg here. We will see patchy reformation again tonight. Temperatures are a little cooler than this time yesterday, with the exception being Paso Robles. Again, that's because high pressure is starting to nose into the area. The modeling is showing night and morning marine cloud cover, afternoon clearing. Again, the winds in my forecast for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's all 15 to 25 mile per hour northwesterly winds in the afternoon at the coast, and some marine influence. So it won't be particularly warm through the period, except in the interior valleys where that high pressure is building and temperatures are also starting to respond. Another disturbance in the jet stream early next week to keep temperatures kind of controlled, but also keep things kind of breezy. Again, standard spring fare. 72 Santa Barbara, 70 San Luis tomorrow, 81 Paso Robles, 67 in Santa Maria. Santa Ynez Valley temperatures mid 70s, upper 70s in the Cuyama Valley. The beach community is warming a bit more sunshine tomorrow, but we'll peak those temperatures fairly early, then the winds pick up, and by later afternoon, temperatures are back down into the lower 60s. 82 San Miguel, 81 Atascadero. The extended forecast trend, there isn't much of a one at the coast. Maybe down a little into early next week. Paso Robles in North County also warm through Saturday, cooling off a bit, but really pleasant in San Luis Obispo. Upper 60s, low 70s. And we're back after this.